all of us, in one way or another, have done something stupid. Maybe I'm the only one. I have done something so stupid that I graduated magna cum laude from stupid university with honors. I appalled myself sitting on the side of the bed saying, how in the world could you do something that? I guess I'm the only one, but pray for me. I'm just pointing to the fact that the human conundrum suggests that it is very difficult to be a human and live a long life and not do something stupid. That's what bothers me about the arrogance with which we talk about other people's stupidity, seemingly having amnesia over our own. Has made a dumb choice about something or someone or some moment, and you live with the consequences of that decision. 9 months later, or 3 months later, or 3 years later, we all live with the consequences of our own stupidity. The Bible said he sought with repentance with many tears and found it not, and lost his future. Not just because he did something stupid, but because he was unable to change what he had set in motion over his life. It is that I want to deal with today. It is not the mediocre ideology of doing something stupid, because that is common to all of us. But it is the crisis of being caught in a system of stupidity through which you cannot escape. Though you seek it with many tears, you feel trapped to repeat the same mistake over and over and over again, and you don't know how to get out. The difference between us is not that we haven't done something stupid, we've all admitted. But some of us get stuck on stupid, and we keep going after the same kind of person, or we keep living beyond our means, we keep falling prey to the same mistake. And in spite of our desire to change it, this is a frustration of life, to desire to change. It is not frustrating to be happy to be down under, but to desire to change and not be able to do it. That scripture always bothered me, that he sought repentance with many tears and found it not, and lost his inheritance. And he is scarcely mentioned at all, though he was destined to be in the lineage of greatness. He forfeited his greatest moment over a bowl of soup and an inability to correct a pattern, a pathology of dysfunctional decisions. Metanoia means a change of mind by pivoting direction. A change of mind that is so strong that you pivot direction. It is not a fanciful ideology. It is not a mere notion of possibility. It is the extreme change of mind that becomes so radical that it affects behavior. You will not have to do this often. You will not have to do this often. This is not the daily stuff you do. Father, if I've done anything, forgive me. No. These are those big directional changes where you say, I'm going in the wrong way and I'm going to have to flip the whole thing around, or I'm going to lose my future. There's nothing as powerful as a changed mind, okay? And it will appear that it has changed, but it really has not changed, because the moment you go out and come back in again, it will come back up, back to default. This is how most people live their lives. Because their default hadn't changed, their situation hasn't changed. So when they're in church, when they're in church, they can get this going. When they're around certain people, they can get this going. When you sing certain songs, they can get that going. When you shout and leap, you can get that going. But when you go back home, you go back to default. So you're going back to default over and over again. And when you get around certain people, you change, and you want to hang around them, because as long as you're around them, you feel peace, or you feel nice, or you feel kind, or you feel spiritual, or you feel holy. That's not the problem. The problem is when you go back to yourself, you're stuck in the same pattern that you were before, and you can't figure out how to break it. You've cried about it, but you keep going back. You've shouted about it, but you keep going back. You've even prayed about it, but you keep going back. And you can't figure out how somebody who cried for it and shouted for it and sang about it and started going to church on Sunday, and why does this still keep happening to me? I don't know whose prayer I'm breaking into, but I'm breaking into somebody's prayer saying, Lord, why do I keep going through the same things over and over again? I go to church now, I tithe now, I shout now, I leap now, and the Lord sent me here to tell you it's no problem with your sentence. The problem is with your default. Until you change your default, you will always go back to being who you were before, because you have never changed your mind. You change your friends, you change your address, you change your phone number, you change the songs you sing, you changed everything else, but you didn't change your mind. There is nothing as powerful as a changed mind. A changed mind. Ooh. A changed mind. Whether you do it in 12 steps or 1 step, a changed mind. Oh God, y'all don't hear what I'm saying. A changed mind. There's some people in here right now that used to do drugs, all kinds of drugs, crazy drugs, strung out on drugs. People wouldn't believe who you used to be. Your old friends never thought you would ever get away. But one day you got sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you said, wait a minute, I'm not just going to change my clothes. I'm not just going to change my address. I changed my mind. I completely changed. Yeah. There's some women in this church right now. You used to be easy. All they had to do was tell you you were cute. You were easy. One day my daddy rolled up on you and said, baby, I ain't never seen nothing. If I said, wait, I changed my mind. Let me tell you something. If you change your mind, I don't care what comes up against you. I don't care who you're fighting. I don't care how big they are. I don't care how tough they are. There is nothing as powerful as a change. Nothing is powerful as a changed mind. Nothing is powerful as a changed mind. Nothing is powerful as a changed mind. Nothing as powerful as a changed mind. Nothing as powerful as a changed mind. Nothing as powerful as a changed mind is that he sought a changed mind with emotions. So he gives a lot of emotions. Let me tell you something that's better than emotions. Better than strong emotions. Better than strong emotions is a decision. Dare you to make a decision. If you make the decision might not even have any emotions in it at all. The prodigal son was in the hog pen, surrounded by the swine, about to eat that the pigs ate, and all of a sudden the Bible said he came to himself. He didn't change his clothes. He didn't change anything else. All he did was change his mind. The pigs couldn't hold him. The pen couldn't hold him. The disgrace couldn't hold him. The embarrassment couldn't hold him. I dare you to change your... Once you change the default settings and you have a new normal, there may be moments, rare occasions, that you find yourself typing in your old font. And if you find yourself typing in your old font, the devil will come along and say you haven't been changed. But I'm going to help you out in here. This is how you know you've been changed. It's not that you might not mess up and do what you used to do. It's just that it's no longer your normal. And when it's no longer your normal, you will never go back to it like it used to have you. Because the moment you get out of the situation, you change back into who you're supposed to be. Y'all don't hear what I'm saying to you. Both the pig and the sheep can fall into the same mud, but the difference is in the default. The pig is defaulted to lack the mud. The sheep has a default that says, I don't belong in this mess. I might be in this mess, but I don't belong. Holla, I may be in it, but I don't belong here. I gotta get out of here. The sheep will cry and scream and yell and fight because it no longer belongs in the mud. So here we are. Here we are. Spiritual beings having an earthly experience. And once you change your default settings, life might make you worry sometime. But if it's not your default setting, faith will rise up and drive your worry back and say, wait a minute, but God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that ye may ask or think. Faith to stand up and say, don't you know the Lord didn't bring you this far to leave you? Faith to stand up and say, wait a minute, girl, you better than this. Faith to stand up and say, man, don't you know God brought you through too much for you to give up here and die? It's not that we don't get depressed. It's not that we don't get discouraged. It's not that we don't fall into sin. We may fall in it, but we can't wallow in it. Oh! So what it boils down to is this. The battleground between God and the enemy, between right and wrong, between success and struggle, between destiny or that which is derogatory, is fighting for your mind. Because in your mind are your default settings. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. If you don't change it in your head, you can't change it in your life. I don't care whether it's losing weight. I don't care whether it's going after a job. I don't care whether it's being faithful and committed. I don't care whether it's being honest and true. It has to change up here or it won't change anywhere else.